I'm here with Sam Davidson, the head women's basketball coach at Christian Brothers University. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How
Good.
are you?
Good. So how was your summer and just how are things going?
Summer got really busy when I took the job. I took the job on July 21st and had to move from South Carolina to Tennessee and fill the recruiting class, and so it got pretty busy pretty quickly, but it was a good summer overall.
That's good. Yeah. Just how was it, recruiting and just, moving for you?
Um, because I took the job so late, recruiting was very different and kind of a very speedy process. So we ended up signing seven or eight really late. We went heavy internationals, um, worked with some recruiters on that, um, but got some talented players. So really excited about that. And then moving was fairly smooth. I've lived in Memphis before, and it's kind of like coming home for me. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to be in Memphis.
Yeah. And how do you hope to turn around, this team after, they've had a rough, 2 years?
Yeah, it has been a slow, rough 2 years for the team, but just kind of a breakdown of the roster. We have five players returning from last year's roster. There were six signed players, and then I added seven. So um, I may be off one on my count on that, but um, so it's really an entirely new team. For the most part. And so we're building the culture and doing it very quickly, on the court, off the court. So I'm excited to see what the team does. I think that there's a lot of potential with the team. And I don't foresee last year being too much of a uh, dragging us down in too many ways, because we do have so many new players. The biggest thing is going to be, we're going to be the underdog going into every game because most people are going to anticipate we're going to look like last year.
Yeah. So just tell me about your team having all new players and just what it was like, for you just building a team now because you're new to the university and just building a
Yeah.
whole new team of, new players. How was that?
Um, it was fun, honestly. So I've this is my ninth year as a head coach. I've rebuilt two programs and looking for this to be the third. And so it was just exciting to see, how much the transfer portal and JUCO kind of setup can really transform a team quickly. So we only have two freshmen on the roster, and so we're not super young by any means. I think we have maybe three sophomores, and so all the players I brought in, one was a freshman, a very, very, very talented freshman, from London, and but the others are all juniors or seniors. Three of the players came with me, that were going to be at Converse at my previous school with me, and so they made the decision to come to Christian Brothers with me. Some talented players, Maya Bourget as a point guard, Darling Harris as a wing, and then Donnae Frazier as a post player. So um, they brought a lot of talent, a lot of experience, and so um, we're gonna be older, which
Mhm.
will be good experience, but still building some things.
Yeah. So not only building a new roster, but you hired a new assistant coach. So tell me about that.
Yeah, Zara Cross is my assistant coach, and she is actually a former player of mine. So she played for me for 4 years, and she's young. She's 24, 20. She'll be 25 this season, and but she graduated. So she played 2 years at Schreiner University and then 2 years at Converse University for me, and was my point guard. So she knows our offense and defensive philosophies, and obviously some of that has grown over time, but she knows what to expect with me culture wise, and so it's really been a pretty seamless fit for her to come in, and she's done really, really well. She was at East Texas Baptist in her graduate year, and then at Rogers State, a Division II, in Oklahoma last year. So she's got some experience under her belt, and she's done really well so far. So it's been a good fit.
Yeah, it's great. You can have her as your assistant coach. So coach, what drew you to Christian Brothers and just what do you look forward to with this opportunity now?
Can you repeat that question?
What drew you to Christian Brothers and just what do you look forward to with this opportunity?
Yeah, so I really enjoy Christian Brothers just for the mission statement of the university. It's about serving and helping people, figure out who they are, and so that's a big part of coaching and it is about service and teaching young people and so really looking to build this program up into a program who competes every single night. The Gulf South is a very competitive conference. You got some top 25 teams in the conference, and but I don't shy away from anybody.
Yeah,
So I'm excited to be the underdog. People are going to overlook us a little bit, and there's some excitement to that of the little bit of shock that they get when we do step on the floor. So we're building a team that's mentally and physically tough. We're gonna not back down from anybody. We're gonna come in and compete every single night, and our goal is to really shock the conference of
yeah,
a new look CBU.
yeah. Tell me what you look forward to mostly with your schedule and what do you look forward to or what do you hope from your teams, opening two scrimmages, especially since you have lots of new players and you're a new coach.
Yeah. So, scrimmages are going to be able to help us, find a rhythm against outside competition. We're already in our 8 hours a week and we're competing. We're getting after it on both ends of the floor, but scrimmages are a good way, a measuring stick for us to figure out, okay, where are we at? Excuse me, where are we at against outside competition to get us prepared for that conference crossover, which is exciting. We're going to fly down to Boca Raton to play Lynn University and Barry University, who are tough competition out of the Sunshine State Conference, and but it'll be a fun trip. But again, the fun thing about games like that is Barry has a new coach. Trevecca's in that as well. Trevecca has a new coach. So Lynn University is the only returning coach. So really no one has any idea what the other teams are going to look like and style of play. So it's anybody's game and you can go out there and have fun with it. Um, and so it's gonna be a fun opening weekend.
Yeah, a lot of new coaches, so it'll be I guess something new and interesting.
Yeah.
So coach, you're from Tennessee. So just tell me about, you're from Tennessee, played at Birmingham-Southern. Just tell me about your start in basketball from Tennessee and just getting to play at Birmingham-Southern.
Yeah. So from West Tennessee, just a small town in West Tennessee, and um, Tennessee basketball's tough, and but had a good high school career. I was fortunate to be part of some pretty good teams in high school. We won a state championship in my freshman year, and so but went on to play at Birmingham-Southern College, which unfortunately is closed now. But I really enjoyed my time there and had a phenomenal coach who taught me a lot about life and basketball and created opportunities for me to just grow as a person, as a player. And Coach Brad Hodge he and I still speak. He's still a mentor for me as a coach. Um, but it worked out just opportunity wise because Joe Dean Jr. was our athletic director, and he was at the time was a SEC commentator, and so he knew some people over at Tennessee, and that's how I got connected in to go over and do graduate work with the women's basketball program at Tennessee, and so it really just my life kind of lined up. I'm blessed. The Lord has blessed me for sure with opportunities that not a lot of people have, and that kind of set me up domino effect for my coaching career. But I've always loved basketball. It's been a passion of mine, and it's I've played since I was really young, and thankful I get to stay with it and make an impact with young people now.
Yeah. So you mentioned a little bit of it, but after college, what drew you to get into coaching?
My faith is a really big piece of who I am, and I feel like coaching is ministry in a way. There's a certain level of calling because it's a lot of people see it as a glamorous job, but it's a hard job sometimes because there's a lot of hours and um, my phone. I'm constantly on call. When if players need something at 11 o'clock at night, they call coach, and but it's a fun job. But um, I get to stay with basketball, which I love, and then I get to make an impact on young people, which I am passionate about. Um, because sports give us the opportunity to teach life, and um, there's just so much that comes with that. The hard things that young people experience, whether it's the tests that they struggled with, and they're upset about, or the family stuff they got going on back home, and whatever it is, to try to figure out how to still be successful in the moment where they're at. And those are really life skills that, one day when they're in their whatever professional career that they're going to have, they have to learn how to do hard and do hard well. And so we get to teach all those things. And so it's just something I'm really passionate about is helping young people grow to be the
Yeah.
best that they can be.
Something special for you. You worked under Pat Summitt for a year at Tennessee. Just, how was that? What did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, so that was Pat had just gone emeritus, and so Holly Warlick was taking over, and but the legacy that Pat left behind and the program that she built was just kind of awe-inspiring to even witness. You walk into the halls and you see all the national championship trophies and the coach of the year trophies, and it's truly is an experience every day to just walk into the office, into those hallways. And Thompson Bowling Arena is huge. And yeah, so there's some things I can't even put into words of that experience, especially growing up as a young women's basketball player in Tennessee. And Pat really set the tone for what women's basketball was and the standard in Tennessee. So as a Tennessean, right? We grew up knowing that women's basketball mattered, and so to get to see that up front and live, there was just so much to learn and be a sponge in those experiences to see the way that program ran, and the wins and the heart, and um, it was an amazing experience, and really set me up for a lot because it showed me how much culture matters. Culture beats strategy, most days of the week. And right after I graduated at UT, I went and coached at Webb School of Knoxville with Shelly Collier, who was Shelly Sexton back in the day, but she was the point guard on Pat Summitt's first national championship team. So she's a Lady Vol through and through, and a mentor and very close friend of mine now. But to go from Tennessee to work with a Lady Vol and be mentored that way. Again, I've been blessed with a lot of opportunities to see what good basketball is and what programs should look like, and how to win at a high level consistently.
Yeah, getting to coach, under Pat Summitt, I'm sure was like an invaluable experience for you, and just, your other opportunities. I'm sure you've learned a lot from them. That leads me into my next question. You mentioned 9 years head coaching now. Won't go through
Mhm.
them all, but just throughout your career, what have you learned so far?
Uh, I think if I could give you the biggest, and it's a lot of things, right? But if I could give you the biggest thing is that people matter. As a young coach, you want to be excited about the X's and O's, and I can do this and I can do that, but it really doesn't matter what you can do as a coach. It's what you can teach young people to do. Um, it's will that player play hard for you even when they've had a hard day at school. And people want to feel like they matter, and so I think as my career has progressed, become even more people focused. That you win on a basketball court, but you win with people. and putting good people around you, good staff around you, that are loyal and work hard, and always showing up for the people around you,
Yeah.
because people matter.
Yeah. That's great. And I'll end on this question, Coach. What is most special to you about being a coach and, impacting young student athletes' lives, as you mentioned, throughout this conversation?
Yeah. What is the most special thing to me? I think the most special thing to me is the relationships that I've gotten to build along the way. And I still have former players. Actually, I had two former players called me this week, and just to be able to celebrate the new job that they got, or that they got married, or whatever it is, or maybe they need a little bit of advice on what to do in a situation, and so just the relationships I've been able to build along the way have really impacted me significantly. I can say all day long that I impact young people, but young people teach me just as much as I teach them, and so um, getting the opportunity to see them grow from freshmen to seniors to young women who are professionals and mothers and all the things is really, really special to me.